Okay, so today I haven't completely lost my voice, so I'm going to do an episode starting a new series. We just finished the voice and piano series, which I think is off the list, so we can just spin the wheel again. Um, so a number of these only have 4 scores. That's what these numbers and brackets are. So those categories may or may not happen. If I land on them, I'll have to check. But there's still some big ones on here. Flute and like solo flute and solo clarinet are both the really big ones, I would say. So yeah, let's just roll this thing. Okay, so this one, I'm pretty sure I have enough recordings. Let me just check. I think because this is both, it's 2 different categories technically. It's piano duo and piano duet. So I think it should work. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of things I could do. Uh, uh, yes. I might have to organize them a little bit just because they're kind of all over the place, but yeah, we could even do some of the piano duo plus percussion things. And there's also a piano 6 hands piece. Um, I'm just gonna move them all around in reverse chronological order, and we're just gonna go through them, I guess. Okay, so I've decided to do the Bach Transcriptions by György Kurtág to start because I think these are really fun. They're not quite compositions. They are mostly solo keyboard works, which Kurtág transcribed for piano duo or piano duet. It depends on the transcription. So for these, I'm just going to list the BWV number and the instrumentation, obviously, and whether or not it has a composition date. And if there's a dedicatee, I'll mention that too, because I always like to do a little bit of research on the dedicatees with my pieces. Just a little bit of extra trivia. So we have BWV 643 arranged for 2 pianos. This one doesn't have a date on it, I don't think. Then we have BWV 106 arranged for, it looks like piano duet. Yeah, definitely. That one is dated 1985. BWV 687, dedicated to, or in memoriam, János Pilinszky. This one looks like piano duet, and it's from 1985. BWV DEEST, and this looks like piano duet, or piano 4 hands, I should be saying, 1985. BWV 711, piano 4 hands, 1985. BWV 637, piano 6 hands, no date. BWV 611, 2 pianos, no date. BWV 618, 2 pianos, 1985. BWV 619, 2 pianos, no date. BWV 619, 2 pianos, no date. BWV 633, no date, but also 2 pianos. And then BWV 633, 2 pianos, no date. BWV 644, this one is formatted weird with some big margins. This is 2 pianos and no date. So, yeah, for the most part, the first half of these is piano duets, and then the second half is piano duos. And whatever I can find a recording for, that's what I'll listen to today. So we'll have to figure that out in the post listen. I'll sort of list what I found. In terms of like a history lesson for today, I need to go over Kurtag's bio because this is our first Kurtag episode. And I have to go over this one dedicatee, Pilinszky. György Kurtág is a Hungarian composer who's still alive, believe it or not, born in 1926, so he's like 100. Um, he may never die. We'll see. Uh, his style draws from Bartók and Webern, mostly. He taught piano at the Franz Liszt Academy of Music from 1967 until the present day, I guess, and also taught chamber music. Oh wait, no, he taught both of these until 1993, so a period of like 30 years. And for decades, he and his wife, Marta, gave recitals of four-hand piano things, famously these Bach transcriptions, but also he has a series of pieces called Games or Jatekock. And there's a ton of music. He wrote so many of these things. They're pretty fun. I don't have them, uh, so we probably won't go over them on the channel. But he's already outlived his wife by about 7 years. She died at a normal age, and yeah, I think uh, rather than go through all this, like just know that Kurtag, his music is really cool. It's really influenced by Webern because he studied with Webern, and it's like just like this serial music that has gained immense popularity later in his life. He was not always known as a composer, but his music has kind of been discovered in the later half of his life. Uh, One of his big commissions was Steel, which was commissioned by the for the Berlin Phil, and that piece is actually 10 minutes long, but most of his work is incredibly short. I should say that. Like he's very famous for writing these miniatures. Um, yeah, he's a miniaturist, really. And in a sense, you can really pair him with Webern because not a lot of composers other than Webern really specialized in that, but he did. Yeah. It is a weird thing, right? It's kind of like somebody who only paints tiny little canvases. Okay, that's not fun. Kurtog, Johannes Pilinszky was a Hungarian poet who died in 1981, 4 years before this Bach transcription was published, I'm assuming. He had a vast influence on post-war Hungarian poetry, juxtaposing Roman Catholic faith and intellectual disenchantment. And he was born just 5 years before Kurtag was, and was a prisoner of war both during the Second World War and later under communist dictatorship. So, links in the video description to everything I can find for this one. I've set up a bit of a task for myself here, unfortunately. Um, but these should be fun. I hope I can find recordings for most of them. I'll see you in however long this takes. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, admittedly, most of the recordings were just on this one album, but I did find some videos of George and Marta performing this, which I have to say, like, some of the sexiest videos, I think, in all of classical music. I mean, they're just such a hot couple. Like, I can't, like, it's real couple goals, you know? Like, I think everyone can agree that seeing them play is something that every couple aspires to have. That sort of like deep intellectual connection, and I don't know, it's just really, really hot. As for the pieces, I think this collection really demonstrated like the distinction between piano four hands and two pianos, and what you're able to do with two pianos. Just all the piano duo ones were much leaner sounding and more crisscrossing voices, and they had multiple versions. So he would like these ones. He had A version and a B version of the same thing, just arranging them differently. So it just opens all the whole ensemble up. Whereas the duets are much more intimate for one thing, but and I kind of like them for that, but also you have like these very clear registers that the performers have to be in, so it's often like very got a lot of low stuff. There's some really creative things like the way that I think every arrangement had something creative going on, some sort of narrative. This one, BWV 687, had this like line in half notes, which was passed between the two players. And then when they play them together near the end, it's so gorgeous. I love that for them. And yeah, I mean that was fantastic. I really liked there was one that had a really creative use of like um doubling. It had like doubling things in twelfths. Can't remember if it was this one. Yeah, it was this one that had like the running sixteenths in one player. You had like doublings in the melody that sounded like organ mutation stops, which I thought was really interesting. It made me think like, oh yeah, this is not piano repertoire that he's then arranging. It's organ repertoire that he's arranging for pianos. So it's really interesting to look at it from that perspective. Yeah, and some of them, like this one, looked really cool on the page, seeing all these quarter notes. Um, I wasn't expecting these to be so popular. There was tons of recordings for every one, so I think these are probably Kurtag's most popular works. Um, and I think it's a good way to start the series. So, yeah, we're just gonna keep working down the list. Um, a lot of these might not have recordings, but it looks like a pretty good spread from the 2010s down to the 1970s. So, yeah, let's just get into it. I'm kind of excited. Obviously, I'm sick, so I can only be so excited, but um, yeah, this will be a fun one.